Now, this drill you're watching me do here, I have been doing over the course of years of my coaching with thousands of students, and it absolutely changes their ball striking, not after a couple months of practice, but only after a couple minutes of doing it. And why that is because it gives them the exact feel they need for consistent ball and turf contact. There'll be no more thins, tops, fat shots, and it also gives them the feel to keep the club on path naturally and stay down through the shot. You don't need to use swing thoughts to be able to have this drill massively help you. So let's get straight into it and get you watching the same results I've been getting with thousands of my students. So what is this drill? This is called the ball forward drill. So what we do, we have the golf ball and we put the golf ball right at the very front of our stance. So opposite for me, right-handed golfer, the left foot, and I have the club directly out the middle. So I've got this big gap and I need to cover that gap. So if I just try to hit the ball as solidly as I can, my body then, with that drill set up, does everything it needs to do to be able to fix all those pain points we just talked about earlier. And again, all I need to do with this drill is rep it out for just a couple minutes, and I'm going to get the feel straight away after that I can quickly implement into the golf ball in a normal ball position. Okay, so first let's talk about how this helps for golfers with their ball and turf contact, because so many golfers who struggle with those thin or fat shots like that, they've all got a very common root cause issue. So that is their body does not have enough weight shift towards the target in the downswing. So when you don't have enough weight shift, so moving that body left towards the target for a right-handed golfer, the lowest point of your swing arc does not move enough forward. So if my weight hangs back and I stay either back on the back foot, which is terrible, or I weight shift a little bit, not that much at all, the lowest point of my swing arc will either get level with the golf ball or, God forbid, a little bit behind it. So let's say it gets level with the golf ball. That means my swing has to enter, the club has to enter the ground before it reaches that lowest point of the arc, which is level with the ball. So that'll be fat shots. Whereas if I hang it back even more, then I'm going to be ultimately hitting up. The low point's going to be getting before the ball and hitting up on it like a driver. We don't want that with an iron, of course we don't. So that's where with our ball forward drill, it incentivizes us to get the body shifting left. And as soon as the body shifts left, the lowest point of the swing arc starts to get after the golf ball. So that ensures we're going to hit ball then turf, because you can imagine the ball's right out the front, club out the middle. I have to have the body shift to be able to hit that ball. There's no other way to do it. So it's really nice. You almost feel like your weight's going to fall forward. You're doing a kind of like Gary Player walk towards a target. And the coolest thing about it, your subconscious does it all on its own. You don't have to try to shift, it does it. So you can imagine if you do a bunch of those reps, and then you're going to get a very distinct feeling after only a couple minutes of what it feels like to get the weight shifting left. And there's your fat shots, there's your thin shots, there's your top shots gone. So like we said, it also helps golfers who swing a little bit over the top going into the downswing, a little bit too out to in. So it's a very good multi-purpose drill. Why that helps so much is because of two reasons. One, we just talked about the hanging back on the back leg. You can't do that and hit this ball because you would literally top it or miss it. So that's where when the ball's forward, club's out the middle, if you swing over the top, you're going to swing on the inside of the golf ball. So it's not the way we want to do it. You could potentially miss it. So that's where, again, if you hang back, and start to turn the downswing, the club is also going to fly right out in front of you. So we said hanging back will not only cause you to hit poor striking, but if you rotate and pivot around that back leg, the club swings over the top. What's going to happen again? You're just going to cut across, you're not going to hit the ball, or you're going to toe shank it. So again, with that ball at the front, club out the middle, you're going to get the weight shift, which is going to encourage the club to have a little dropping effect as well. But if you just hitting that ball in that kind of almost more forward extended position, you cannot chop across. You have to have that club travel at a better passing path through the golf ball, which can't be too out to in. It will be much more neutral going through the golf ball. So you'll get much straighter shots and the sensation of that club dropping down even better. Again, it's why it's such a good drill. And thirdly, like I said, this really helps golfers, give them the sensation of staying down through the golf ball. So again, if I've got the ball forward, club out the middle here. If I stand up now early extend, raise the upper body upwards, you're going to notice the hands are going to get higher. That's going to pull the swing more up. Where if my ball is really forward and my club starts out the middle, again, I'm just going to top it all day long. I could even miss that golf ball if I stand up. So that's where our body, in order to hit that ball solidly, it has to stay down in the shot to be able to do so. It has to get down through it and keep that flexion going through the golf ball to be able to hit solid contact. And again, nothing of these positive things that I'm saying here do you actually have to use the conscious brain to be able to do. You don't have to employ any swing thoughts to be able to do this. You just need to use almost that very simplistic part of the brain, almost like the caveman part of the brain, which is club, hit, ball. That's all you need to think, club, hit, ball. And you're going to shift, you're going to stay on path, and you're going to stay down and not early extend as much. So this is why it's such a brilliant drill. And why it helps, again, I've used it with thousands and thousands of my students over the years. Why I do that? Because it's so effective. So that's why all of you have got to do it. Everyone out there can find a reason in their golf swing to do this drill, but it is great for warming up before you go and play. So let's talk about how you can use it before you go out on the golf course. One of the best drills to warm up your body to do the things you want on the golf course. But then how then, when you're on the course and you just want to hit the ball in a normal ball position, what would you think and feel to be able to replicate it? Right, okay, let's say we're out on a lovely day out on the golf course. It's not like here on a lovely September rainy day here in Scotland. You're out playing somewhere nice and sunny and warm. So what you would do, you would go and let's say you could have 15 minutes or so before you go and tee off. You want to get to the range quickly. You want to do this drill because it helps you with everything we just discussed. What I would say is grab 3 golf balls. And these 3 golf balls, you're going to set aside, but you're also going to grab another 2. Okay, there's another 2. And for 15 minutes, you're going to do this structure before you go play. You're going to hit 3 balls doing the ball forward drill. Okay, so we'll just do a couple just for the speed of the video. We know, use that caveman part of the brain. Club, hit, ball. Let's hit one more. So let's say this is my 3rd ball, doing the ball forward drill. Lovely. No, all those things are going to be happening on their own. Got to be shifting, got to be staying on path, got to be staying in posture. Now, these 2 other balls here for my set of 5. So I've just done 3 with the drill. Now I'm going to hit 2 normal balls. Now this is where, let's say I've got an A-time, pretty much out the middle of the stance. I want to still imagine that ball is right forward in my stance. So I imagine the ball's still there. And again, I'm just letting this ball get in the way. I'm imagining I'm still doing the ball forward drill. God, that was a strike. So you want to do that for those 2 balls and then go back again to doing the ball forward drill. And then repeat that process for the 15 minutes or so you're practicing. Again, you can do it with driver. This drill has a slight different effect, actually helps you hit more up on it with driver. I've got some videos back on my channel from a good couple of years ago talking about this exact thing. But for irons, for ball striking, absolutely. Repeat that process and then you go out on the golf course. And again, what do we do now? Again, some people will say, you can do the drill on the course. You can do the drill on the course. Let's say like Mo Norman did the drill on the golf course. He was very good, wasn't he? But you have to be prepared. If you're going to do that drill on the course, you're going to hit the ball and pull it pretty much all the time. Because the ball's out the front of the stance, the club's out the middle. You're going to be hitting the ball really late on the swing arc when the club face is closing down naturally. Not doing anything wrong when that happens, it's just the nature of the drill. So if you want to do on the golf course, be prepared for that. I'd recommend just put the ball in a normal ball position for whatever club you're hitting. And just like when we're hitting those 2 balls out the set of 5, the 2 normal shots, imagine the ball is still very far forward. And do that for your shots and you're going to get all those good benefits when you're out on the golf course. Okay, so do this drill and you can easily now see how this helps so much. And all you need to ultimately do, even though we said 15 minutes there before you go play that as in that scenario, but all you need to do is a couple minutes of doing that drill to kind of get through the little pain points of the drill. You might hit a few a little bit thinny when you start off with it, you might hit a little bit toppy because your brain isn't used to getting that movement, but once it starts to click in there and it clicks in very quickly with this drill, couple minutes is about what normally happens. And then you're going to feel it, you're going to start to get it, and then you can implement that feel straight away. So everyone out there watching can do this and benefit from it, just like all my students have. And if you want to take, let's say, one-to-one lessons with me, you can do it anywhere in the world on Skillist. There is a link in the description. I'd be more than happy to work one-on-one with you to help you with your golfing goals, especially now as we're moving into the off season, to make next year the best year you can possibly have for your golf. So if you enjoyed the video though, click that like button for more golf instruction just like this. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button too, to be notified every time I put out a video.